What's going on, everybody? C4 here. Welcome back to the rebuilds here on the channel for Madden 20. And when I was trying to figure out what team to do this week, I was looking at the scope of the NFL in real life and trying to find some truly underperforming squads. We did the Eagles last week. I was like, what? Maybe even more so than the Philadelphia Eagles, combined with the fact that really it's been underperforming for the last 2 years. Injuries aside, the Atlanta Falcons. I think the Atlanta Falcons definitely need some help. And I'm a Dan Quinn fan. He was a really good coach for my Florida Gators. I'm wishing him well. He probably has the hottest seat right now in the NFL. I hope he can turn it around. It's really weird because I do think he's a good DC, but clearly the Falcons defense are having massive issues. Like, they cannot put any pressure on quarterbacks, and they can't really stop anyone. Everything looks bad there. They're in disarray. I don't really know. I don't watch enough Falcons games I watched the one game against the Eagles where, unfortunately, Philadelphia lost our 2 starting wide receivers in the warm-ups, and then our game plan went to crap, and Atlanta was able to squeak out a win there. But yeah, it's an interesting roster. I think it's going to be a fun roster to try and rebuild. You look at the quarterbacks, very old. We have Matt Ryan, who's an 89 overall. Matt Ryan generally does okay in the Madden sim, so I don't really know right now. I don't even have a plan on how I'm going to handle the quarterback situation. We're probably going to try to draft maybe if a quarterback, because sometimes quarterbacks do slip for whatever reason in Madden drafts. If one of those first-round QBs slips into the second or something like that, maybe we'll get just that insurance policy for this rebuild. But the plan right now, I'm going to at least try and give Matt Ryan the start. I got Freeman and Ito Smith at running back. Both these guys are fairly solid. Freeman's a star. Ito Smith here with a star as well. That's kind of surprising. I mean, Ito Smith might be the more... I mean, what's Freeman's contract looking like? Isn't he in the final year of his deal? Well, he got a new deal. I might want to get, like, Ito Smith more carries here. I feel like he'll be more beneficial long-term as I don't know, but Freeman's also pretty nice. When you look at the wide receivers, you have Julio Jones, top 3 wide receiver no matter what way you cut it, if not higher in the NFL. He's 30, which is not great for the rebuild, but I think he's going to hold on to his rating fairly well. Like, you never see Julio Jones year 4, year 5 with like an 81 overall, something like that. He's going to hold on to his rating fairly well. We have Calvin Ridley, who should develop into something special, 81 star dev. There's no Mohamed Sanu. We don't have the updated rosters, but I actually just traded him to New England for a second-round pick through mysterious methods. Don't worry about it, but we're able to get the trade done. Mohamed Sanu has been moved, which definitely does free up a spot. I don't really know who our guy's going to be, but for whatever reason, Russell Gage got the scenario like Julio Jones wants to mentor him, which is kind of a waste. It would have been nice to get that to Calvin Ridley, but it is what it is. At tight end, you have Austin Hooper, who's actually been maybe their best player this year on both sides of the ball. He's like playing like the #1 tight end I know in fantasy football. He's an 88 overall with a star dev, so hopefully we can re-sign him. Because one thing I also noticed, for whatever reason, Atlanta in Madden always loses their top free. You always see Devontae Freeman in free agency. You always see Austin Hooper in free agency. You always see Devondre Campbell, Deion Jones, Keanu Neal. All these guys are always... I don't know what they're doing. I don't know why they're not re-signing these guys, so we're going to try to change that. At left tackle, we have Jake Matthews. Ugly contract here in Ty Sambrailo. Going to try to move on from that as soon as we can. But Jake Matthews is a solid left tackle. At left guard, oof, that's a horrible contract. At center, we have Alex Mack, one of the best centers in the NFL. They got Chris Lindstrom, a first-round pick out of Boston College here at right guard. At right tackle, they're another first-round pick, Caleb McGarry from Washington. The fact that he is a normal, like, that's not good, man. That is not good. Lindstrom, on the other hand, I definitely have pretty good optimism that he's going to develop into a long-term starter. We gotta have to hope that McGarry can also do that, but I'm not overly optimistic. On the defensive side, so, John Kaminsky from Charleston's probably the best player here. Like, Vic Beasley's gone. He's terrible right now. He's not very good. Unless he, I wouldn't be shocked because he's in his final year of his deal. Is he playing on the tag? He might be playing on the tag. I mean, look, he's just, since 2016, he's not, I don't know. It's really weird. It's really weird. But ultimately, we're going to have to find some edge rush help. Tack McKinley should be good. 80 star, he's 23. I feel like we can definitely grow and develop him, but we have to find his partner in Carm. And the inside, Grady Jarrett, beast of a defensive tackle. Davidson and Sanat. We have good depth there interior. At linebacker, Olakun always goes off. Like, this guy here, more often than not, is like a superstar X Factor. For whatever reason, I don't know how it happens, but I hope he happens here because we have Deion Jones, probably one of my favorite linebackers in the NFL. Devondre Campbell is very solid as well. At corner, Desmond Trufant having a down year in real life, but still fairly solid. He is 28, though, So I'm a little bit concerned. I think between Isaiah Oliver and Kendall Sheffield, if between these two, we can at least get one viable starter. They don't really have Oliver as the star dev, Kendall Sheffield just normal. That'd be helpful. But if we can get these two guys to develop, that'd be huge for this rebuild. We have a lot of weapons here at free safety between Ricardo Allen and DeMonte KZ. I kind of feel like I'm going to see if we could trade one of these guys. 81 star and KZ's 78 normal. Maybe we could try to trade KZ somewhere. They got Jonathan Cyprien in a trade with the Philadelphia Eagles. They sent Drew Riley over. I mean, both these guys were terrible for their respective teams. Keanu Neal's a beast. We have injuries turned off, so he doesn't have to suffer just a brutal injury. One of my favorite players in the NFL. Gator bias, but he's a beast. Special teams are average. So really, outside of trying to flip KZ for something, I don't know what, we're going to hop into this, and we're going to try to rebuild this Atlanta Falcon team and get them to a Super Bowl and not lose to the Patriots and actually seal the deal. Well, we're able to make actually one really good trade here and flip DeMonte KZ, who he had like what, 8 picks, 7. He like led the league in picks last year. We flipped him and Sambreo and a 7th round pick to get DJ Chark, who's actually having kind of a breakout year in real life, from the Jacksonville Jaguars. Now, it's not a realistic rebuild, so like will this trade happen in real life? I don't know, but honestly, you look at KZ. What he had 6 picks, 7 picks last year. That could be incredibly intriguing for the Jags, who might want to cash out on DJ Chark, who's just had really good chemistry with Gardner Minshew, but maybe that same chemistry wouldn't stay up with Nick Foles. So we're happy with this trade. We got a wide receiver that can step in and replace Mohamed Sanu and be that wide receiver 3 on our roster. Week 10 here in year 1. Not as disappointing as the Falcons are in real life. There's some actually really surprising ratings around the league in terms of records. Like, look, Saints are 2-6. I remember when we played and we tied the Rams, they were 0-6. So it's a weird save. It's a weird save, but we're 4-3-1. We are first in the division, so I will take that given this point. Looking at contracts, first up, we have Austin Hooper. Definitely want to re-sign him. One of the best tight ends in the National Football League. I'm starting to see why they're having issues re-signing everybody right off the rip. Because really, between him and Devondre Campbell, you want to lock those two guys up. But ultimately, you could argue Devondre Campbell is a lot more replaceable. So we will make sure we can lock down Austin Hooper. I don't know if there's really anywhere else we could free up some salary cap. We'll double check. But I think it's going to be tough to sign both Hooper and Campbell. And at the end of year 1, an utter collapse down the stretch. 7-8-1. I mean, it was an ugly NFC South. I thought we'd be able to win. We had to basically cut a bunch of our offensive line to make sure we could re-sign. I mean, we had 2 guards. It was Carpenter and Jermon Brown. Both these guys had like ridiculous money. We ate a lot of cap, but we were just able. We have $1 million in available salary cap. After eating a lot of dead cap, but we were able to extend Devondre Campbell. We were able to get back, what was it? It was Devondre Campbell, and we wanted to re-sign Hooper. So those are our 2 big free agent signs, but right now we are up. I don't know, where's all this salary cap at? Is it really between like Matt Ryan, Julio Jones, and Mac, maybe? Des Trufant probably is getting paid. Grady, I don't know. But the salary cap does not look very pretty here, but we're able to at least hold on to our studs for one more year. Matt Ryan, 4,600 passing yards, which was second in the league, 28 touchdowns to 7 picks. That's fine. I mean, he's a 90 overall quarterback. I probably would expect a little bit more in the touchdown department. The running attack was fine. Receiving, 1,300 yards, 9 touchdowns for Calvin Ridley, 1,204 for Julio, 750 and 3 for Hooper, 506 for Chark. So, I mean, there's a lot of weapons here that are pretty damn dangerous. 126 tackles from Deion Jones. We got 12.5 sacks, 13 TFLs from Tack McKinley, 7 sacks for Grady Jarrett. That's awesome. Keanu Neal led the team with 3 interceptions, which is also fairly awesome. So, we got it to the quarterback. MVP went to Ezekiel Elliott. I'm not expecting to see very many Atlanta Falcons make these lists because we weren't. Although Matt Ryan, number 8. Defensive Player of the Year went to Roquan Smith. Offensive Rookie of the Year. We had no one. Defensive Rookie of the Year. No one. Best Quarterback. Matt Ryan at 6. I don't think we're going to have. Oh, best wide receiver went to Calvin Ridley. Okay. If we can get a dev trait, which he actually already went from star to superstar during this regular season. Might have had to hop in that game. That would be unreal if we can get him up to an X Factor. So let's go quickly. We'll sim here to the offseason. And we're going to see if our boy, Calvin Ridley, gets rewarded for winning the best player of his position, which maybe 75% of the time means you go up in dev traits. He did! That's a thing of beauty. Calvin Ridley, now along with Julio Jones, gives us 2 superstar X Factors on the outside. Double me. I'm not going to lie, not a huge fan of this one. It's the most common X Factor that we get, but there you go. Super Bowl week, wide receiver of the year, dev trade increase. Phenomenal. Draft recap time. So we started out the draft here, going defense, getting a partner in crime for Takk McKinley on the line. We got Nick Coe, versatile defensive lineman, can play everywhere. 72 with a hidden dev trait. This guy's a freak of nature for Auburn, and he will be starting. Probably where I slide him over, actually, as our left defensive end, taking over for, I guess, the production that Vic Beasley left behind. Then for the rest of the offensive line, we got a versatile lineman here in Calvin Throckmorton from Oregon. We need a center. We still need a guard. There was no good center or guard available, so we had to double up at tackle. But 69 overall, I feel like we could probably, it's Madden. We could probably flex him in anywhere on the line. For argument's sake, we're going to take him and we're going to make him a center, which doesn't affect his rating. And then at right tackle, we have Cole Van Lanen, 6'5", 305, 68 overall with a hidden dev trait. And what we're actually going to do with this young man is we're going to make him our starting left guard. So, and he actually goes up. He goes up from a 68 to a 70, so that works when we have 2 spots on the offensive line fixed. I told you if a QB slipped, we would draft one. And Jordan Love, the quarterback from Utah State, in real life in college right now, kind of having a disappointing year, but there still are plenty of scouts that think he will go in the first round. Either way, he was still sitting there, 66 hidden dev trait at the 91 throw power. Nice developmental quarterback to sit behind Matt Ryan. We got Mustafa Johnson, D tackle from Colorado, 68. We got James Lynch, D tackle from Baylor, 64. Kind of whiffed on the last pick here, just trying to go best player available. J.R. Reed from Georgia, only a 58 overall. But generally speaking, all of our picks except one hit, which is a great start for a team that's very, very cap-ridden. So we're going to have to draft very, very well. So as we kick everything off here for year 2 for our Atlanta, I mean, we still got a whole bunch of spots on our roster. We have injuries turned off, so that kind of lets us play right on the line here of having free agents. We'll probably sign a couple free agents, see what slipped through the cracks to try to build up the rest of our roster. But generally speaking, the team looks good, feels good. You might say it would have been weird because I got Throckmorton and Van Lanen. I said we need a replacement at center. But ultimately, between Matthews and Mack, we're going to need at least that one O-lineman that can grow and develop that we eventually can flip to one of those spots. So that's more so what Throckmorton is going to bring. But Van Lanen will be our starting left guard. We welcome him to the lineup. We have our 2 X Factors at wide receiver. DJ Chark's now lining up in the slot, so that's hopefully a dev trade increase for him. I'm getting a little bold. I'm going to give Ito Smith the start. I mean, we're still going to use Freeman. He'll be our 3rd down back. But there's just a lot more upside right now for Ito Smith. So I want to see if we can grow and develop him. On the defensive side, we bring in Nick Coe at defensive end, which is a great fit, I think, with Takk McKinley, who had an insane year last year. Grady Jarrett. Out of nowhere, Isaiah Oliver got a superstar dev trait. Huh? Sure. Honestly, at the end of the day, sure. I think Devondre Campbell also got a superstar. It must just be random. He didn't even have a great year last year? But at least this looks like it's paying dividends. We put ourselves in a roster bind, but we were able to retain Devondre Campbell. Went up in dev trait, which is pretty insane. I think salary cap wise, we're okay right now. We got about $5-6 million worth of money, so hopefully we can survive and not really and maintain our pieces and not be like the Falcons usually are when the computer trades, is them and you lose a bunch of their top talent. Like I said, Devondre Campbell's usually there. He's a familiar face, Keanu Neal, so on and so forth. I'm feeling okay about this roster. I think we definitely can challenge for the playoffs here this season, and I want to see a nice year from Matt Ryan. If he's one of the more highly expensive quarterbacks in the NFL, I want to see at least 33 touchdowns. Sure, we'll set that as the goal. An early buy, and of course, with an 88 overall team, we are struggling here in the Madden Sim. I mean, what else is new? Contracts is going to be, fairly damn expensive. We have Keanu Neal, 5-year deal. He wants to make more money. Of course he does. Alex Smith on a 1-year deal. Come on. There we go. Takk McKinley, he's actually been in real life. The jury is still out on him. But at least in our sim, he was insane last season. So we do have enough salary cap to give better offers to both Neal and Takk McKinley. But I think that's going to kind of put us in a bind for at least bringing or acquiring someone in free agency. But, we're an 88 overall team. We're not going to be losing anyone, clearly, as you can see by here. So it's going to be money well spent taking Keanu Neal and Tack, because there's probably no one better on the wire come the offseason. Finally able to find a trade partner for Devontae Freeman. I actually really do like this move. We flipped him to the Colts for Rock Ya-Sin and Quincy Wilson. We know Quincy Wilson can convert to free safety. That could be a cost-efficient way to, because, you know, you look at the bad contracts. Ricardo Allen, in terms of age, he's starting to regress. He's like $5-6 million cap hit. Ya-Sin is instantly corner 3 on our roster. Is that giving up on Kendall Sheffield? Yeah, but it's going to be a weird period between, do we keep trying to develop Kendall Sheffield, or do we look at moving on from Desmond Trufant? So I like having this issue in the secondary. And Freeman, I mean, he was a backup to Ito Smith. That was the direction that we're going for the running back position. So like, ultimately, this is a very good trade for both teams. So at the end of year 2, our 89 overall team, we're 5-11. I mean, it was a terrible NFC South, was totally up for grabs. We now this out, 3rd worst team in the NFL, top 5 pick. Statistically speaking, Matt Ryan was not terrible, honestly. I gave Jordan Love the final game of the year, which wasn't great for him. But Matt Ryan, he's been solid, even though he regressed big time, went from a 90 down to an 85. We had 86 because he had a skill point throughout the year. That's still not a bad year for Matt Ryan. Didn't get sacked a whole lot. The run game, though, not looking hot. Maybe we didn't make the right decision moving on from Freeman. Receiving, Julio had a big year, 1,200 yards, 9 touchdowns, 964 for Chark, almost 907 for Ridley. Hooper was good. I mean, that's productive offense. Deion Jones, Campbell, Trufant, Keanu Neal making a bunch of tackles. Sacks were down, which is a little disappointing, especially with Tack getting a brand new deal. The hell's our first where Nick Coe barely played. That's awesome. Picks were fine, though. Quincy Wilson came over in that trade, got 3 picks, excelling at that safety position after he was buried in the depth chart for the Colts. Yearly awards, Deshaun Watson is your MVP. Offensive Player of the Year went to Ezekiel Elliott. Defensive Player of the Year went to Ryan Kerrigan. With Devondre Campbell coming in at number 10. Offensive Rookie of the Year went to Justin Herbert. Jordan Love at 10. Defensive Rookie of the Year went to Nazrul Dean. Nick Coe at 6, even though I don't know why he wasn't playing. None of these individual awards affect the fact this is a down year. We got to have to hit on this pick. I don't know what we're doing. We're at a crossroads with this squad, and I have no idea how to fix it. Oh, my God. Okay, so, I'm looking at just free agency. I'm doing my thing, seeing what's there. Matt Ryan regressed down to a 79. What? That's the worst regression I've ever seen. He had 30 touchdowns. He was like top 10 in yards. Oh my God. How on earth did that happen? We made a mistake clearly with Ito Smith being our lead back option, so we're looking at free agency. There was 3 real nice running backs. We're going to go with the cost-effective of the bunch between Kareem Hunt, Chris Carson, and Leonard Fournette. There was a chance to reunite Tevin Coleman here, but I think ultimately, give me Fournette. He's like $10 million cheaper, and I think more so, I think he's, I'm not going to say he's going to grow in dev trait, but I think he's going to be a better complement to what we have in Ito Smith than any of the other 2 running backs. And we've already signed Kareem Hunt before in a rebuild. Even though it was outstanding, I can't remember what rebuild it was. I feel like it might have been the Bills for the realistic rebuild, but Kareem Hunt was a monster. But let's bring in Fournette. Try to change things up a little bit. Okay, well, people have been asking for it. When was it going to happen? I was not expecting this whatsoever. A lot of times when we use the big name draft prospects, I have a fairly comfortable time frame for when that's going to happen. There you go. You want your Justin Fields rebuild? Here is your Justin Fields rebuild with the Atlanta Falcons. There you go. So as you probably saw from the selection of Justin Fields, draft class is just not updating at this point, so we have gave him a little bit better likeness. He's at Ohio State and transferred from Georgia, but for the quarterback position, this could have been the rebuild of Jordan Love, but given the fact that he's kind of having a down year in college, Justin Fields is right in that Heisman race, and you got kind of put in a very difficult position with Matt Ryan regressing from an 86 down to a 79. It's time, and we don't know. I don't know off the top of my head what this dev trait was. Like I said, man, this draft class here, because my draft classes, this is my 3rd draft class, like 3 years in. I'm having issues with draft class 1 when it comes to editing. Like, it's corrupting. It's super annoying. So I haven't even been thinking about editing this draft class, which was pretty much carried over from Madden 20 or Madden 19, sorry. So I have no idea what this dev trade is. Hopefully it's an awesome one. Outside of that, though, we got Wyatt Davis in the second round, 71 overall guard. Third round, slipping KJ Hamler, the burner from Penn State, 70 overall hidden dev trade. Now, we don't need wide receivers, but I was like, all right, best player available, why not? And then we hit on some great linemen for a depth down. We got Orion Vance, Iowa State, Tonga, who I actually thought was going to be way higher than a 58 overall. I thought I had a surefire steal here in the 7th round, but ultimately this draft class is going to go down for the Ohio State product, Justin Fields. Is he going to be able to lead this team to glory, or did we just make another bad decision? Should Jordan Love be the guy? I guess technically it's a good problem to have with 2 quarterbacks that have some upside on your roster, but for now, we're going to be handing the keys from Matt Ryan to Justin Fields. So looking at roster times now, I mean, it's not great that we're going to be eating $22 million, but we have to free up some salary cap to have a chance at re-signing anyone. So thank you for your service, Matt Ryan. You're a former MVP, but it's Justin Fields time now. It is going to be the Justin Fields era. We welcome Leonard Fournette. Now we have a legit running back tandem. Julio Jones not regressing nearly as bad as Matt Ryan. He's still a 95. Ridley's a 90. Chark's up to an 85. We got more than enough weapons here for Justin Fields to rely upon. Offense, Alex Mack retired kind of unexpectedly, which is a little annoying. But we have Throckmorton there. We actually could probably see if Wyatt Dave, let's try something like this. Let's get a little funky here, because Throckmorton ultimately at the end of the day is a tackle. So I wonder if we just make him left tackle, maybe he can be groomed to be the successor for Jake Matthews. We'll take Wyatt Davis, who's more naturally an interior lineman. If we go from him to center, he goes from, yeah, so it's about the same. We're fine. Lindstrom's developed very nicely as a guard up to an 84. McGarry's been solid. We got Nick Coe. Definitely want him to take a big step. He just felt like he couldn't even get on the field as a rookie last season. The rest of the team, man, it's good. For whatever reason, this guy, Olukun, develops when the computer plays with the Falcons. He's just not doing anything for us, which is a little bit annoying. We had the regression here for Des Trufant. We could think about moving on from him, but I think we'll hold on to him for another year. Quincy Wilson, I mean, this team's good. This team, barring whatever happens with Justin Fields at quarterback, should be able to go make a run here for the playoffs, either this year or next season in year 4. I'm just stopping this early on. We're not the halfway point or anything. It's a glitch. I'll tell you right now, almost guaranteed, if you're having issues in your rebuilds with your standard quarterbacks, with your Matt Ryan, for example, just draft a quarterback. As long as they're not garbage, they're like over a 70 overall. Like we got week 4, he's offensive player of the week. We're undefeated at 4-0, and the only change is we dumped an 85, or he was 86 superstar Matt Ryan for a rookie quarterback. There's something in the algorithm that helps you with rookie QBs. There you go. There's a tips and tricks for you. Oh, Madden, so frustrating. We're 7-0. We're still really good. Like, I'm not shocked. Justin Fields is a great quarterback prospect. He's developing nicely as his dev trait unveiled. It's a superstar dev trait, which is phenomenal. Given his supporting cast, I completely understand why he's playing well. Why was it Matt Ryan? I don't know. I do not know. But looking at contracts here, it's gonna be tight. We should, like, you look at a roster. We're young. We should have a lot of budget. We don't really have a lot of budget. So first up, Calvin Ridley. Got to get him locked up. He's top priority. Isaiah Oliver is our second big priority. 5 years, $35.5 million. Then from that, it's where it gets interesting. I could argue that DJ Chark, 86 star dev. He wants 43 million. He's really damn good. If he takes that, we'll do it. If not, there we go. Beautiful. We have our wide receivers locked up. Ito Smith, we'll go with Fournette for now. The tough one's going to come to Olukun. He's just not developing for us. I don't know. I feel like we shouldn't really hold out hope there. So we'll take what we have here. Ultimately, if we didn't have that huge hit from cutting Matt Ryan, we'd probably be able to sign both these guys. But it is what it is. We have to live and learn with that ugly deal. Justin Fields is a cheat code. Any rookie quarterback's a cheat code. But in this particular scenario, Justin Fields is a cheat code. There's your title of the video, because we were horrible, and then just bringing in Justin Fields. We're 13-3, ladies and gentlemen, a 90 overall team. He got offensive player of the week, I think, 5 times throughout this. So it's like, well, I don't know, man. I feel like previous Maddens, when you get hung up, right? Nothing that you do seems to work. Changing offensive scheme, defense. Just bring a new quarterback in. It's always the quarterback. Justin Fields. I mean, statistically speaking, Matt Ryan was about this level. 4,300 yards, 31 touchdowns, 5 picks. But for whatever reason, it equaled wins for Justin Fields. He also was able to chop in 4 touchdowns on the ground. Leonard Fournette is a machine. What? 1,200, 1,300 yards, 23 touchdowns for Leonard Fournette. I hope to God this guy gets a dev trade increase. I'm glad we put some faith in Leonard Fournette. Helps that we don't have injuries on. He can play on the field a lot more. Ito Smith was good, even though he's going to be leaving. But they're running it. This is a potent offense. Julio Jones, really good year. Ridley was fine. Hooper, good year. Chark, good year. Who also got a superstar dev trade, dev trade scenario, which was, I'm not going to lie, might have hopped in and played that one. But it is what, because, after we got him that new contract, why not, right? Julio's only going to regress, and we got Ridley and Chark ready to take it over. And realistically, when you look at the skill positions, probably the best skill position players in the league. Now, also considering this is the stat line Fournette put up, I don't think there's any debating. Defensively, Deion Jones, 108 tackles. We got 8.5 sacks, Grady Jarrett, 5.5, 11 TFLs from tackle. I'll take that. 5.5 doesn't look great, but combined with 11 TFLs, that's satisfactory. Nick Coe's been disappointing ever since using a first-round pick on him out of Auburn. Maybe we move him to D-tackle. I don't know. Picks were fine for the team, generally speaking. Looking at the yearly awards, MVP went to Baker Mayfield. Justin Fields coming in at number 8. Coach of the year went to, oh, come on, Dan Quinn lost. Offensive player of the year went to Kyler Murray. Justin Fields coming in at number 2. Fournette at 9. Defensive player of the year went to Khalil Mack. Offensive rookie of the year went to Justin Fields, obviously. Defensive rookie of the year went to Gaote. QB, Kyler Murray. Do we have any? Okay. Let me see what Zeke, it's Zeke and Saquon. So, they probably had insane seasons, but better than 1,223? 17 and 15, 15 and 13. No, thank you. Give me that every day of the week. Maybe Zeke, and even that, no. Best running back's Fournette. That's garbage that he's number 3. For the rest of the positions, I don't think we had any award winners, which is annoying because those are almost automatically dev trade increases. So that kind of sucks. But hey, Justin Fields, he's a glitch. He got us a first-round bye in the playoffs here in year 3. And we're going to be taking on the 9-7 Green Bay Packers, who are definitely at the end of the line with Aaron Rodgers. He always hits a big regression. So this is totally a winnable game. But then again, this is going to be like, what is going to give here in the Madden sim, in the Madden franchise sim? Is it going to be the rookie quarterback of Justin Fields is going to triumph? Or is it going to be the 9-7 team in the sim that's going up against the number 1 seed 13-3 team that's going to try? This is going to be a battle of all time. Let's see what truly prevails. Is it always the worst team that always gets the upset? Or is it going to be the rookie franchise QB? Let's find out. Alrighty, here we go with no idea of what is going to happen. No expectations. My gut says the underdog team will win, but you never know. And that's only because we're not the underdog. But look at that. We're opening up with no touchdowns, struggling to get a touchdown, struggling to do anything, and there you go. What triumphs are? I don't want to call it already. I don't want to put the kibosh in it. But it looks like anytime you're the number 1 seed, that is the biggest disadvantage in a Madden franchise mode. We are struggling here, but hey, we're making it competitive. Oh, there's their instant touchdown to pretty much. Oh, come on. Oh, it's third. I was gonna say if that was third down, I would come in, but oh, we got the ball. Okay, I'm hopping in. We got the ball. I'm coming in.
Mike 42. Let's go one more. There we go. On the ready. Mike 50. I'm after you. I'm coming after you.
All right, that was a mistake. Doesn't matter. We're gonna lose that game anyway. I thought we could spice it up. That was a bad throw. Haven't played Madden in a little bit, but ultimately that was a bad throw. But again, the number 1 curse in a Madden franchise, it's not having the rookie franchise quarterback. We have 1 play. We can get 1 play in. It's when you're the number 1 seed, that is the biggest disadvantage. You are not going to win when you're the number 1 seed. I don't think I've ever made or won a Super Bowl as the #1 seed in my life. Unless it's year 5 and I'm playing by myself. So, again, there you go. We found out the biggest hidden simulating thing in franchise mode is never be the #1 seed. Justin Fields was outstanding. See, look, literally, this is proof. Justin Fields, look at those stats. That's a rookie. 400 yards, 4 touchdowns. They're within that bubble, right? There's the cheese. That rookie, brand new QB cheese. But ultimately, look at the score. Don't be the #1 seed because that triumphs all. So for our draft recap, I'm not usually I have a custom draft class. It just be like I said, man, you saw the last one, Justin Fields. I can't modify it. Like I go in, and I make it from Georgia to Ohio State. It gets glitched. It gets corrupt. It's not in a good spot right now. If anyone out here knows how to use Madden, the AMP, which is like the editing software tool, like I'm not good at it, to help me kind of fix my draft classes, that would be awesome. You can reach out on the Discord. So until then, we'll use the first couple years that are fine. But for the later years, I'll just defer to the random generated players. In the first round, this was a bad draft. Samuel Keys was like number 16 in the draft. And when you're number 16 in the draft, a 70 normal, that means we got this guy here too. I think he was number 23, Howard Bishop. Like, this is not a strong draft class. Like, I'm worried. Let's see. So the first 3 guys, 75. Look at all the 60s. Whoa, a 77 tackle. That's good. But generally speaking, unless you needed a tackle, this guy looks freaky. It was a down year because literally only tackles were good. Everyone that's over, it was a bad year. It was a down year. There's no other way about it. So for the Falcons here, as we get ready for year 4, a little bit of an end of an era. We moved on. Jake Matthews no longer attack. It was, we freed up, I think it was $9 million in cap. We're going Throckmorton. And on the defensive side, we moved on from Desmond Trufant, who now is easily, I think it was a 79 overall, so it makes sense because we might actually get Kevin Sheffield to develop into something. As far as dev traits though, nothing has changed on the defensive side. Actually, what we did, is we're going Kaminsky at D end. We have Keys here, who we actually, we could make him the starter, our first round pick. Maybe we'll start with that. But we took Nick Toe, we slide him into D tackle. Maybe that will help his production just a little bit. But yeah, on the offensive side, no dev traits outside of Fournette, going from normal to star after 23 touchdown year, which I fully expect. Julio is regressed down to a 92, but still, generally speaking, year 4, he's still at a 92. I will take that all damn day. Hopefully, we still got the mystique of a young new quarterback that helps us in the sim, and we can get back to the playoffs. Coming up for the Week 6 bye, we are sitting here 5-0 again, just utterly dominant. We have a breakout play. I'm going to hop in and play this game. You know I'm going to hop in and play this game because this is an X Factor scenario for DJ Chark. 4 touchdowns, 200 yards. I'm going to get it. Maybe get it. I get probably 90% of them. So that'd be nice because that means we'll have 3 X Factor wide receivers, which I've never seen before. We're looking at contracts here. Right out the rip. Grady Jarrett wants a 2-year deal. We do not have a replacement in place. And finally, some of that Matt Ryan ugly money is coming off the books. So we can actually retain a lot of our top talent here. Rocky Sin has been a great addition to the secondary. McGarry at tackle. He's been fine. He's been a solid tackle. Our quarterbacks have never been an issue getting sacked or anything crazy like that. So pretty much they're just retained all of our top talent. And now let's go get Mr. DJ Chark. His little development trait here. Another X Factor to go along with Julio, who's an X Factor, and to go along with Calvin Ridley, who's an X Factor. All right, here we go. We're 6 yards away. We're tied at 28 apiece. 6 yards away from getting DJ Chark, his X Factor. So let's throw it up. There we go. We have our third. There's our face mask. They're upset that he got an X Factor, but there is our third X Factor wide receiver. Congratulations, Mr. Chark. And as you can see from that performance, Mr. DJ Chark is now a superstar X Factor. And at the end of year 4, the Justin Fields era is yet again 13-3. Now I'm very nervous because that's the same record that we just got popped in the playoffs. 1 and done last year against the Packers. Now we get the 10-6, 40. I mean, the Packers were a 9-win team. A 9-win playoff team is very dangerous. Maybe we'll have better luck here. But again, I think we're the #1 seed. Is this back-to-back years we're the #1 seed? So we're probably going to be 1 and done. But it is what it is. Looking at stats, Justin Fields. Unbelievable. 4,700 yards, 44 touchdowns to 10 picks. Insanity. Running the ball. Fournette is unreal. What a fit for this Falcons offense. 1,200 yards, 17 touchdowns. He has 40 touchdowns in 2 years with the Atlanta Falcons. Ridley was huge. 94 catches, almost 1,200 yards, 13 touchdowns. 1,107 for Chark. 912 for Julio Jones. Hooper was productive. On the defensive side, Campbell led the team with 114 tackles, 9 sacks from Takk McKinley. The sacks aren't great, but the TFLs look nice. 5 picks. Deion Jones, the best linebacker maybe in the NFL now. 44 touchdowns gets us 3rd in the MVP. 100% if you are the #1 seed, 1st in passing yards, 1st in passing touchdowns, you do not win the MVP. Russell Wilson, 40-10. Who else was there? We were 3rd behind who, sorry? And Deshaun, what, 10-6? Okay, unless these guys, how many rushing touchdowns do we have? We had 2 rushing touchdowns, so we had 46 touchdowns, okay? Argument's sake is Deshaun Watson and Russell Wilson both could have 14 rushing touchdowns. That's the only way that this is even remotely. So let's see, 40 for him. So we had 46 with Deshaun Watson. Russell Wilson, 47. Not the #1 seed, though. And then for the Texans, Deshaun Watson, 35. Not even close. So there you go. Russell Wilson had 1 more touch. That's garbage. Utter garbage. Did we get at least quarterback of the year? Like, he has to go up depth rate. That's maybe the reason why I'm most upset. MVPs would be nice. Does it really matter? Not really. In the NFC, fuck you. Defensive rookie of the year, Sam Keys. We got best QB, I guess. Oh, man. Best wide receiver. That's stupid, man. That's so dumb. Okay, let's get into the playoffs. Hopefully we're not 1 and done. Okay, I mean, we don't play game. We took the last rebuild. I said I'm not playing gameplay anymore. That's gonna stay true. So these guys are gonna have to ultimately get the job done. So we're not looking too hot here against the Niners. Again, need to remind you, pretty much unstoppable offense, and we're getting stopped. We are getting stopped here by the 49ers. This is not looking good. It's looking, honestly, like rebuilds for the rest of the Madden 20 cycle are going to be painfully annoying and frustrating to do. But we have a lead, field goal lead entering the 4th quarter. We can't hold up defensively. We're struggling offensively at a real bad point here. But we have the ball in our QB's hands. Oh, come on, D. Get the job done. We're going to overtime, 31-31. What team wants it more? The #1 seed? Does the #1 seed want it more? Which they do. Thank you very much. 34-31. The Falcons move on. Great performance there from Justin Fields. Fournette had a decent game as we're moving on to the NFC Championship. All right, a little bit of a revenge game here in the championship. The Packers, the team that knocked us out of the playoffs last year, so I'm excited to see some fight from this squad to get some revenge over Green Bay, you know? So there we go. Get a nice little instant touchdown. Tying this up at 14 apiece, but our defense falling a little bit flat trying to stop Aaron Rodgers. He's on the road. We're inside. I mean, we should have home field advantage, right? That should, like, honestly, I know that there's some algorithm that goes in, but home field advantage should give you some sort of boost when it comes to the sim. Like, awesome 4th quarter performance. I don't know, but we have the lead right now, 4-point lead. They went for it on 4 down, and they missed it. And then, of course, we give them the ball. We could have killed the game off, and we... And for our final free agency period, once we have $32 million of available cap, of course there's no real upgrades. Like, left Throckmorton's not bad at left tackle. This is just an instant upgrade for a scheme fit, bringing in Greg Little, formerly of the Panthers, and then Jake Elliott as our kicker. All right, draft recap for our final draft, which, I mean, it doesn't really matter a whole lot because it's going to be auto, it's the final year. But I wanted to bring in a running back to try to help out. To make a nice little tandem, take a little pressure off Leonard Fournette. We got Mike Jefferson from Tennessee, 75 with a hidden dev trait, 93 speed, 84 carry. Looks like a monster. The rest of the class, we got Sean Pope, 68. We got Bird here is a 67. 68 corner in the right here. That's also not a bad pick. But ultimately, it's just a running back that actually will probably contribute a little bit here in year 5, Super Bowl or bust time. Fellas, our team is ridiculous. 93 overall, 95 offense, 91 defense. We got Justin Fields, who's your superstar X Factor, 94 overall QB. Got pro reads. Gotta get that last ability slot there. We got Chark, Ridley, and Julio, all X Factors. Fournette has been insane. Our offensive line is real good. Lindstrom up into the 90s. Van Lanen almost into the 90s. Average overall on the offensive line, we'll say 86, 85, somewhere in that territory. Hooper, 93. I mean, just ridiculous offense. And defense is not too shabby as well. We got Defensive Rookie of the Year Keys. He's the worst guy, but it is what it is. Coe's been pretty good. Grady Jarrett's been good. Tack's been good. We have superstar Isaiah Oliver, Rocky Sin, Keanu Neal's a beast. Devondre Campbell, for whatever reason, gets to X Factor a lot. Between that, though, and Deion Jones, we have an elite cover linebacking pair, and Deion Jones is a member of the 99 Club. Quincy Wilson, 85 overall, star dev safety. He also has been a great pick. That was a huge trade. Getting 285 going into the final year. 285 stars in Yasin and Wilson from the Colts in exchange for Devontae Freeman. One of the better moves we've made here in this rebuild. Obviously, the best one has been moving on from Matt Ryan, which was very easy to do with the regression, but bringing in Justin Fields. So let's go year 5. Let's get us to Super Bowl. At the end of year 5, after getting a new ability unlocked for Isaiah Oliver, we actually broke the curse of getting 13 wins, and we get 14. So that's a 13-3, 13-3, 14-2 to finish the rebuild. Yet we have one playoff win to show for it. Statistically speaking, Justin Fields dominant yet again. 4,300 yards, 44 touchdowns, 44, 45, 46, 47 touchdowns actually, and 6. I mean, he's been insane. Look at his last 2 years. It should be fresh in your mind, but Jesus, monster, elite. Running the ball, Fournette, real good again, 1,213. No 1,000-yard receiver, but everyone was good. Ridley, Jones, Hooper, and Chark all productive. Even Fournette as a catcher. Deion Jones made plays all over the field. 8.5 sacks for Tack, 6.5 and 14 from Grady Jarrett. That's fine. Picks were pretty damn good. 4 picks for Isaiah Oliver, 3 for Campbell, 2 for Jordan Miller, the weak link of the defense. Yearly awards, MVP went to Russell Wilson because, of course, we can't have anything nice. As Justin Fields, runner-up. NFC player, Russell. I guess so. We gotta have Justin Fields got QB. Lindstrom got offensive lineman. That's kind of cool, but you know, I really just hope we're not one and done in the playoffs. We got a first round bye, so in the first round, we got the Seahawks. We get to find out who the best quarterback is. Is it Russell Wilson? Is it Justin Fields? It's probably gonna be Russell Wilson. All right, in the battle of the MVP versus the rightful MVP, pretty much over the last 2 years, you definitely want to see the Falcons come out and win this one. We get an opening drive touchdown, which is huge. Now we have a great kicker in Jake Elliott. I feel like that could be a deciding factor. We're not gonna miss Shanks. We're gonna be automatic from 60 yards or above. But unfortunately, our offense. Well, thanks for watching the rebuild of the Atlanta Falcons, everybody. I don't know how to win. It is what I mean. Oh, there's a chance. No, there's not. Thanks for watching another failed rebuild. What have they done to franchise? Like, something happened to franchise mode again. Like, I'll tell you right now, we've won 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We've done 8 rebuilds that we've been successful. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that have not. And out of the 1, 2, like the last 3 we've failed. So somewhere, some way along the line, in these patches, these title updates, they have made it impossible to win in a rebuild. And the gameplay's so bad, don't even want to touch this. So hey, thank you for watching me build the Atlanta Falcons into the best damn team in the league by far, with an unreal quarterback in Justin Fields, to only win 1 playoff game in 3 years, where we've gone 13-3, 13-3, 14-2. I did all I can. Thank you for watching. As always, first time stopping by, don't be afraid to hit that subscribe button, smash the like button if you enjoyed. Let me know what team you want to see me rebuild next and fail, probably. And I'll catch you guys on the next. This is garbage, man. Absolute garbage. I really wish there's another football game I could play, but there's not. Bye.
Money I'm spending, I'm out and I'm shopping. You talking that shit, well you talking and talking. Look at my options, look at me dropping. Ass in the game, like who are you stopping? Not me, I never. Not me, I never. ain't not never.